Hi guys, I'm John, this is DempseyJ Illustrations, and today's video we're going to be doing a Batman Soul of the Dragon illustration. As it's a single illustration, I decided that I wanted to show a bit more of the process on this video and just go straight into it. If you like this concept and you want to see more videos in this style of single illustrations from time to time, smash the like button, subscribe and turn on notifications to update videos as they come out. Let me know in the comments below and we'll just crack straight into the rest of the process of this video. So I decided that I wanted to do Batman with the iconic pose from Goku of Dragon Ball Z when he does his Dragon Punch. When I first heard Batman Soul of the Dragon, this is the image that came to mind. And I know I could do Batman in like a dragon armor, and that actually might be quite a cool video for future reference, actually, thinking about it. Batman in mythical creature armors. So if you like that idea, also comment below. And on this one, I wanted Batman to be the main focus of the illustration. So I wanted him to be at the front of the illustration, in the center, draw your attention to him in the iconic pose of coming forwards with you with a dynamic punch, sort of like in the air, and then have a Shenron dragon pretty much in the background behind, and it's kind of like the Chinese dragon, but it's the dragon that I had in mind with Soul of the Dragon. And for the colors a bit later on, you'll see I've kept it quite gold. I want it to be quite a nice golden effect for it, for like a dragon spirit. I think that was quite appropriate. And you'll see that I also work on the line weights a bit more on this. So once I've done the initial line weights of Batman, I add the darker outline around the bits that are more towards you. And then I also add the bits on the dragon. So once I've done the dragon's line art, I also add that extra thick line around just to make the elements stand out and just to give a bit of character. I may take the line art from a load of these videos and put them into a downloadable piece of content or a colouring book or something. If you think that would be quite good and something you guys will like, let me know. And on this one, once I start doing the colours, you'll see I kind of like coloured in Batman and the dragon gold. I then use a clipping mask on the next layer to add the other colours so that I can keep them within the lines on the edges of the Batman and the dragon. And I think it's a very good useful tip. It just lets you not have to worry about going over the edges sometimes. Once the flats are in place after they've been added, and you'll see that I've kind of like gone for a creamy colour hair on the dragon and sort of like more hues or shades of the gold and brown colour on the actual dragon's body, to keep it consistent but give that nice effect. I then go on to working on the shadows, which is a colour burn layer, and you'll see this shortly. So after I add sort of like a noise layer for a bit of gradient, I create a colour burn layer, drop the opacity, do a selection around the area I want, and with a soft airbrush on a reasonably low opacity, I kind of like just build up the shadows in that area and just work that through. Some areas I'll just do a more in tight selection group around that particular focal point. Other areas I will, as you can see, take more bits of the elements of the character, so more of the arm or the cape and the legs in this instance, just where the shadows can flow quite nicely together, and then apply the sort of like the shadowing effect over the top. I also quite like from time to time doing a jaggedy effect like on the chest, just to give it a bit of definition with the shadows, but also keeping some bits quite lighter, like a faded gradient. That's where the light's going to be hitting the character from. I do this twice. I do a single colour burn layer for the sort of like the mid-tone shadows, and then I'll create a second layer, set it to a slightly lighter colour burn opacity, and go over the top. And this lets us have the darker shadows that you can have for the definition of certain elements, as you'll see in a little bit, which work rather well. In terms of doing highlights, we shall see in a little bit, they are done from a overlay layer. First of all, I use a sort of like a yellowish colour to just bring out the texture a bit after building it up. and sort of like, again, doing this like feathering effect of the softer bits of the light, trying to get that gradient that looks quite nice while keeping it within the areas. And the whole time in this, I'm thinking the light's coming from a certain direction, so the shadows have to go in a certain position, a certain way compared to the character's pose, and that can be a bit confusing at first until you get the hang of it, but I recommend using reference pictures if you're unsure of anything. And then it's pretty much the same process for the dragon a bit later on. We're adding the light layer, we're sort of like adding the overlay layer, the shadows. One good tip is on your, it's an add layer in Procreate, but it could be glow layer in another application, or kind of like a overlay or a hard light. It depends, or a screen, depending which application you're in. And one good thing is to use a low opacity brush so that you can do a light, make the sort of like area lighter. And if you want to add an extra bit of a highlight, then reselect an area in there, like I do with the dragon skin a bit later on, to add sort of like these circular highlights, and just add a little bit more of the color centralized in one spot, and it works really well with the contrast between the hard and the softer edges. And I think that's pretty much all to say on the illustration. If you guys enjoyed this, then obviously like the video and let me know in the comments below. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of the artwork. hope you guys enjoyed how Batman Soul of the Dragon came out. I'm really pleased with this illustration. I like the texture effect that we've got and the highlights on the dragon. And I also like the pose Batman's in, and I think it's got a nice feel to it. If you liked this new format, smash the like button so I know. Subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date with videos as they come out. Remember, share the video if you want to. Stay safe everybody, and I'll catch you next time.